What is the carbish lesser way to make risotto? It is
Well,
still delicious. We've done it.
there's no Carpish way.
There
You
is.
have a risotto. No, there is.
Welcome, friends, to the Anita and Dario show, where we eat, work, and play the Mediterranean way.
Hi there. I'm Chef Dario Tomaselli, an Italian-born chef, trained in Italy and all over the world.
My name is Anita Heidema, and I'm the home cook. I wear the home cook hat that showcases some of the recipes with a little bit of a carbless twist to it.
Well, she keeps me honest.
But you know what? He keeps me fed.
Let's cook, laugh, and play the Mediterranean way.
Thanks for joining us today, everyone. So today we're going to talk about risotto and kind of our sort of twist on what risotto would
A
be.
romantic twist.
We've got a few things that we wanted to talk
Yes.
about. And I think first is kind of your history about risotto, maybe my history around risotto. What is the carbish lesser way to make risotto? It is
Well-
still delicious. We've done it.
There's no Carpish way.
There is.
You have a risotto. No, there is. There is definitely a way. But I go back to my memory. I mean, the memory for me was my grandmother. I always say that my grandmother was who actually inspired me to actually get into this business in cooking and understand flavor. And I can still smell it, those flavor of the rice and the broth that it was cooking on. And right now we're trying to kind of change things, but the traditional way, she would make this broth made of chicken or even with bone marrow, which is actually right now we use it, bone broth, we call it. That
Yeah.
was something that we would use all the time. She would go to the butcher and make sure to get bone marrow and create a perfect bone marrow broth to make a risotto. And one of my favorite things was a simple risotto, white, with Parmesan.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, I got water in my mouth.
I know. You do that. When you start talking about food, you start salivating. And it's funny because coming from North America, risotto was different. I recall, don't you roll your eyes at me.
It's almost afraid when it stops.
So I always thought it was just rice, which we know now it's a different kind of rice and it's prepared very differently. But I remember going to a butcher once and
A butcher?
yeah. And he had one of those packages on the side, and it was, I don't know what you call it. It was sort of like a
Garbage?
shrink wrap type of a risotto package, and it was made and moist inside. And so what you would do is you would cut up the top, and then you'd put it in the frying pan and you'd heat it up. And so I remember having it and thinking, well, this is just rice. But then years later, getting to meet Dario
Thank God.
with my second chance, I got to realize what true risotto is. I remember the first meal that you cooked for me was a mushroom risotto. And he came over to my home, made this dish.
On a snowstorm.
Yeah, I know.
It was a
You
wild.
must have really liked me.
I must have really liked you very much. It was a
Do you
nasty.
still like me?
I love you. I don't like you.
It's many, many years later,
But it was I remember I went to shop for all these items and I wanted to make that's a good story because I couldn't find the right risotto. I mean, the risotto, there is
The right rice, right?
Sorry, the right rice. There's a specific quality of rice that I'm looking for. And I'm like, holy crap, there is a snowstorm. I found this rice. And I finally went to a store and I got it. But it took me almost an hour roaming around the snowstorm when I finally got to the house and we had a wonderful risotto.
So to me, that night was just these flavor explosions.
Better than the package.
Better than the package. And risotto came alive to me, and it was just such a wonderful experience. And I think that people need to know that there is a different side to risotto. It is a specialty. But in saying that, it's very carb heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So I love when we made a risotto with mung bean, because mung bean, you prepare it the exact same way, but it has more protein to it. And you think about our carrot risotto recipe that we have online that Dario made. It was phenomenal. And the way to prepare it, it needs at least 20 minutes.
Yep.
You need that time to be able to make it the best. And then to be able to add the rice and swap that up for mung beans.
Yeah.
It just gives that extra protein that you need as I'm looking to all our meals and creating a little bit less carb, a little bit more balance of sugar levels to our body, to look for products and items that just carry a little bit more carbs. A little bit less carbs and more protein. So
Wow. Yes, there is some truth to that.
it's because we made it and it was
But
really good.
it's delicious. I mean, I think it's, to be honest with you, it is. I mean, you look in a mung bean per se, and they have a lot of protein, but you can't compare it to a good risotto made with rice.
But everything I look to is
Yes.
in balance. So to me, to have a good
The
risotto
Mediterranean way.
with the right is perfect.
Right.
But if we can look to 80% of the time, looking to dishes that have a little bit less carb, that's sort of my hat and what I think should be done. So anyway, that's kind of our.
Do you have water in your mouth talking about mung bean, or do you have water in your mouth when you talk about
Oh,
rice?
the mung bean was so good.
It is.
I would love you to go and try it. So try our risotto recipe online. It's called the carrot risotto. If you go to oliveyourlife.org, you'll see the carrot risotto recipe, which Dario actually was featured on, and you got some kind of an award for that.
Yes.
That dish
Yeah.
many, many years ago. So go over there and take a look. Swap up the rice for the mung bean, and you will notice the difference. Do you have to soak the mung bean beforehand or no?
It's always better to soak the mung beans. Every
And
time
then you toast it up like you would rice.
It's always recommended to toast the mung beans, even wash them nicely, okay, until the water is completely clear, and then you toast them. Just remember one thing to remember. Then it's healthier for you, but it takes a longer time to cook it. So you think about a risotto, and then Anita was saying between 16 to 18 minutes. A mung bean will take you longer because those grains takes a long time to cook. So my recommendation is to soak the mung beans the night before for the next day to make the risotto. But it will probably take you around 25 minutes to cook. Yes.
So that's another episode of the Anita and Dario Show. Thank you so much, friends, for joining us. And, looking forward to you joining us again. If you have any comments, put them down below.
Don't forget to grab our free ebook, Discover the Magic of the Mediterranean Lifestyle.
And we also have the 3 secrets of the Mediterranean lifestyle for only $9.97. And you'll find huge transformations in just 3 days. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next week.
And live your life.
Ciao for now, everyone.